your body so that you're making conscious, healthy decisions. Now, here's the thing. The world of Humic Fulvic, okay, lay dormant, and it lay dormant for hundreds of thousands of years. Whether you believe it or not, Humic Fulvic is millions of years old. It's as old as the dinosaurs. It's the food the dinosaurs were eating, and we get our Humic Fulvic from the richest deposit in the world, and it's in Drumheller, Alberta. And that's where most of the dinosaurs were found, most of the bones anyways of dinosaurs. So what is that? Well, it's the food they ate. Now, what do you think the food that dinosaurs ate, how rich would it be? How rich would it be in what? Light and frequency, in minerals, in nutrients. Well, guess what? It's captured in this, and John's going to talk about it. And then we're going to talk about the different products that we actually deal with and what they're good for. So join us, but just know this, we have a 20% off sale on our Humic Fulvic, and that will be going on, okay, until we've reached our maximum. We have decided between us and John, who builds the product, how much we're going to sell for 20% off, and once that's over, it'll be at least a week, okay? So no rush to flush, okay? And here we go. Here's the deal. 75 years ago, there was no GMOs. There was no chemical spraying. The minerals and the humic was still in the ground. Okay, you do know that, right? There was no negative frequencies. There was no blue light. There was no 2G, 3G, 4G, and pretty soon 5G. Okay, there was no glyphosate. Okay, and they also were not putting chlorine and fluoride in your drinking water and in your bathing water. And also, they weren't coming out with new and improved food because everybody had a garden in the back of their house. And they grew most of their own fruits or vegetables, all right? Or they had root vegetables for the wintertime. Now we've got the new and improved. So the reality is that the petroleum industry bought up what? The food industry, which then created the pharmaceutical industry. And now we have this domino effect of what? Unhealth, disease. And there are no diseases, just symptoms of being out of alignment. What do you think, John?
Sounds good to me. Yeah, it sounds like it was way better back then in terms of cleanliness.
Gentlemen, I cannot hear John. Okay, just 1 second, John.
Yep, all good.
Okay, can you turn it up? Where? Okay. So anyways, this is what happens on Mondays when people go to the beach too long. Hi, can you hear me, John?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, sir. Can you hear me?
That's great. Gentlemen, now if you could turn it down, he's going to break my eardrum. Thank you.
Well, I'll try to speak a little quieter.
Okay, there. Thanks, John. So what do you think about what I said about how they've depleted the nutrition, but they've loaded us up in chemicals?
Okay, so it's a great jump off point, and so I'll kind of look at things chronologically. So if you look at the reserves that we utilize to make the product, the top of the seam, if you know there's a bunch of dirt and stuff on the top, and we clear that away, and the seam that we extract from, the top of it is 65 million years old, and the bottom of it is about 110 million years old. So clearly there was no man-made pollution around back then, no chemical companies.
Right.
If we look at what's gone in agriculture, is we figured out how to use salts-based agriculture, so your NPKs, and it gave us really good yield and it gave us cheaper food. So
I know, but those NPKs were just from the Second World War, right, John? So they didn't know what to do with all of that chemical. So now they made it into chemical fertilizer, okay, which they pushed down the throat of every farmer, okay?
Yeah, so they made it a whole lot cheaper and they got yields up. But unfortunately, what they did at the same time is, well, they got addicted to it, but then they started to add more and more chemicals and they started to kill the soil. And when you kill the soil, when the plants that you don't pull off the farm, they lay on the ground, well, they don't break apart as quickly because you don't have a rich soil full of bacteria, full of fungi. And so that organic carbon doesn't get taken up by the plants. And next thing you know, you've got dead soil, you've got barely alive plants that are just being hammered with synthetic chemicals to produce the yield so they can make a living. And then that isn't fast enough. And then they add things like pesticides and insecticides. And then the last sort of the straw that broke the camel's back is that we're now spraying synthetic chemicals with toxic carrying agents onto the field so that at the end of the year, if you go to harvest them, they dry out quicker. And so it was in this never-ending cycle of hammering it with synthetic chemicals to make it do what we wanted, but our food just continually got less and less nutritionally dense.
So they're telling us that they're going to give it to us faster and cheaper, and guess what? And quicker to the grave. You know, Peter Webb, who does radionics, and he makes all of our crystals like the Bodyguard and the Protector for the Home and things of that nature. He told me that when he used to do farming, they had just a horse that was pulling the plow, and it would go right through and it would turn the soil over with no problem, right? So anyways, he told me that what happened was, as the years went by, the horsepower of the tractor couldn't be big enough because they were actually trying to plow up what they felt was like cement, because the soil had cemented together and there wasn't any life in it, and it was destroying the tractors. They couldn't. So that's the biggest problem is that these chemical fertilizers and getting rid of these microorganisms, the soil couldn't breathe anymore.
Yeah, and you ended up with dead soil, and the way that they figured out how to get around that was, there again, they just added more inputs, not of the healthiest fashion, and tried to trick the plants into growing faster.
Yeah, so here's the deal. If you've got soil that doesn't have healthy microorganisms, if you have soil that's missing the minerals that it actually needs, okay, well, oh my gosh, are we talking about a human being or are we talking about soil? So we become what we grow. Where we grow our produce is what we become. So the reality is it doesn't matter how much you eat of something, okay? Because guess what? You're always going to be deficient of something if it's not in there anymore.
Agree completely. And so hopefully one day we'll start to have the big food companies realize that the key differentiator in terms of marketing their product should be nutritional density, not price.
I don't think that's going to happen because the big corporations are owned by the petroleum companies, and we already know what they're up to. The reality is the only thing that is going to happen is if you turn back the hands of time, which means that you have to grow your own garden, or you have to go to the local farmer that you know his first name, his last name, and his children go to school with your children, because it's called an integrity and honesty, and you're not going to get that from a corporation that doesn't have a beating heart. So we can forget that. That's wishful thinking. And I mean, you can say that I'm a pessimist, but I'm not. I'm a logical thinker, and corporations, they don't have any emotion, so they don't feel anything. They have a bottom line which needs to be fed. But let's get back to, we need to be fed. And that's why the Humic and the Fulvic have a purpose when it comes to acting like a sponge, when it comes to the chemicals, when it comes to the heavy metals that they're dumping in the soil, the air, the water. And then also with the Fulvic, it's high concentration of those micronutrients that it'll dump off into the body and then pick up and load itself with this toxic waste and lock it down so you don't have to experience it like a bumpy road on the way out. Can we talk about that?
Certainly. It's a substance that your body has always needed, and for thousands, and looking back in history, we were always getting enough. I mean, there's really three systems on the earth that keeps us alive. One is photosynthesis. We utilize sun energy from the sun, right, to create matter. The other one is the hydrological cycle. We need water. And the third one is the carbon cycle, the organic carbon cycle. So we need all this stuff, and we've been utilizing it in our bodies forever, and boom, all of a sudden it went away. And boom, all of a sudden there's all these problems with health. So by getting this back into your body, it should help you tremendously.
Absolutely. Well, it's called alignment. It's called replacing what wasn't there. You know, people will say when they take our products, the Humic and the Fulvic, which we'll go through, and then we'll open up for questions. So everybody, just know that you can send your questions in on Facebook, Rumble, and also YouTube. Guys, make sure that that's up, please. I don't see it yet. Okay, so I want the questions up there. And know that you can also come on Zoom. Where's the Zoom? Can we get the Zoom up, please? Also, you can have any questions you want, guys. You can challenge us on any level that you want, and we are going to give you the most truthful answers that we can. But let's make it perfectly clear that if you're missing something and you can't get it in your food, okay, why does 92% of the population have an autoimmune disease? Okay, because we're deficient in something. All right, and you can't take a one a day. Okay, you need a strategy, and you need to go back to nature. You can't go to mankind, because mankind is not that kind, actually. Okay, so let's start off with. I'd like to start off with our key product here. Okay, and that would be Black Diamond. Okay, let's start with that. And Black Diamond, everybody, comes in a little stick pack that you can travel with, and it also comes in a 2-ounce container. John, do you want to talk about why Black Diamond is really, I think, it's our premium product, right? It is.
Well, it's the product that I use, and it's the one that I like the best. So it's not only is it convenient in the stick pack form, so that when you're traveling or away from the home for the day or whatever, and you want to add some to your water and get what you need, that's super convenient. And the tub's there, so you can have that at home. That's super convenient as well. But what's in the tub is really, really important. So we manufacture the Black Diamond to be quite a bit different than what you would find in most places if you go to buy Humic and Fulvic. Most places, when you go to buy Humic and Fulvic, they're making it in a chemical bath, and then they take what they call the supernatant, or the liquid that's left.
So yes, you said a chemical bath, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then they take that liquid that's left over, and they jam it into a bottle, and they send it out to you, and you're supposed to consume it. I think it's interesting, if you look at agriculture, some of the products that are produced out there are so toxic. They got to dilute the heck out of it so it doesn't kill the plant. So that's kind of the way that other people make it, where we use physical separation methods rather than putting it in a chemical bath, which allows us to get the sections or the size bands of the Humic and Fulvic that we believe is most efficacious, and get rid of some of the stuff that we're not certain is the best for you. And so you're getting a high-graded premium product in it, and that's why I take it. It's the one that I believe in.
Absolutely. So, and understand something, this product that we have, the Black Diamond, it is the lowest in heavy metals that you can possibly find that we know of on the market today, correct?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay. Now, I want everybody to understand something. With the Black Diamond, it is so fine, okay, and it is like, it's like more like a nano substance, because what it actually does, when you put it into your water, you don't stir it. Do not stir it. It's so energetic, it'll stick to the sides. But what it does is it carries in about 70 to 80 micronutrients, and it crosses the blood-brain barrier. Do you know how important that is, to get micronutrients to get into your bloodstream, to cross the blood-brain barrier today? Seriously, look at the cases of Alzheimer's. Look at what's going on out there with the heavy metal poisonings, okay? And we're talking about a lot of heavy metal poisonings, and we've got a lot of people starting to lose their mind out there. And there's heavy metals in everything, in the water, in the air, and in the food. So here it comes in. So the Black Diamond comes in, and then it'll drop off its 70 to 80 micronutrients into the cells to help the cells, okay? And then what it'll do, it will then load itself up with these heavy metals, with these chemicals, okay? And then it will lock it down so that you don't have to experience those symptoms when you go into a detox. And that's why we can use Black Diamond when we do our advanced water fasting. And you know what? That's a really important issue, everybody, because the reality is this. What if you could do like an advanced water fast, and you're not going to turn on your digestive tract, but you could increase the detoxification and the nutrient uptake by 1,000% but not turning on any energy system so the body can actually focus. John, is there anything else you want to say about this?
Yeah, I don't want to get too sciencey, but there's a couple of points there that you brought up with in terms of what the body, the substance is doing in your body. And one of the things that comes up when I deal with the medical researchers is the ability for the cell membrane to allow things to go in and things to go out of it.
Right.
Well, Humic Fulvic is a iodine, so it's a macromolecule that's both positively and negatively charged. So it adsorbs on the outside of the cell, and then it can help the substances go in and out because it can be both positive and negative at the same time. So not only are you getting these wonderful nutrients and elements that have been from forever ago, from a very, very long time ago, they're also being delivered in a really, really efficient manner so that we know that it's getting into the cell where you need it.
Beautiful. So, yes, now the black diamond, like I said, somebody asked, what's the difference between the black diamond and the black gold? So we should talk about that right now. Okay, and
Sure.
Understand something. As far as we know, right, John? We're the only people that process the actual humic fulvic in the way that we do in a non-toxic way, and also to be able to get it to the point that it's working for us. Okay, so we're not losing any of the nutritional factors when we're trying to reduce the heavy metals and the other toxins that are in it, correct?
Correct. So we do spend quite a bit of time looking at what other people are doing just to make sure we're ahead of everybody, because that's what we're committed to being. Yeah, so far as we can see, yeah, we're a long ways ahead. Not only are we ways ahead currently, we have a number of research programs going on. We have a number of things happening that we think we're going to be ahead for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, this is actually going to be, whether people believe this or not, this will be one of the products for the future. And even if we were to stop corporations and industry from doing what it's doing today, it's still going to be one of the most important products that you want in the cupboard. And do your homework, do your research. There's a lot of scientific data out there that is third party, correct, John? And it's scientific data, isn't it, to prove that what we're talking about is absolutely right.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of scientific research out there that we would consider commercial research. So it's not peer reviewed. And then there's a lot of pure academic research out there in terms of fulvic and humic that's peer reviewed. And that's the ones that I would give more credibility towards.
And everybody, and when I say this, I mean it in the best way. It's called buyer beware. There was a large company called Black Oxygen that was shut down because the way they were practicing and what they were doing with their product. And you just need to really beware, because most of the humic fulvic out there is not going to be cared for or treated the way that John does it. And the plant that we actually do the humic fulvic in, it is a government approved plant, and I think it might be the only one that has that rating. Am I right, John?
So far as we know, yeah, we're the only one who's got a site license.
Beautiful, thank you. And John and I actually did a show, and if you want to go back into our humic fulvic shows, you can see the plant. We did a show last week because people were asking for John to go in, and they wanted to see the plant because, you know, I get it. Even if you tell people you're doing things now, they don't trust you. And I get it, okay? You got to earn people's trust. So that's why we did that show. We walked them through the plant, didn't we, John? We wanted to show them that things were sterile and that what we actually said was actually true.
Yes, yep.
So now we'll talk about black gold. Okay, so black gold is it's a larger size product, the molecule. It's not to be mixed in water because it's not water soluble like the black diamond, right, John?
Correct, yeah. So
yeah.
The black gold is the larger stuff, yeah, and parts of it are insoluble.
And now this product is the product, understand, if you want to have the best of both worlds, you would do black diamond and black gold. And then if you didn't have like out of alignment with your hormones, or if you didn't have a heavy duty viral problem, which we'll talk about the other products, then you would just need the black diamond and the black gold, and you're off to the races. Because black gold you can use in your ultimate coffee enema. You can put it actually on top of your coffee grounds and let the water come and perk through it, and that makes the best tasting coffee, but also the healthiest one, in pulling out the acidity and capturing any toxins in the coffee. But you can also use black gold in what you can bake with it. You can mix it with soups. You can also put it in your blender drinks. Now, here's the thing. The black gold, when you do it, it stays in the digestive tract, okay? So it goes through cleaning up the digestive tract like the black diamond does for the blood and crossing the blood-brain barrier and getting into your tissue cells. That's the black diamond. The black gold stays in the tract. From the mouth to the rectum, it's cleaning up. It's grabbing heavy metals. It's reducing the acid levels. It's bringing your pH back to a proper balance, because every organ, every fluid in the body has a certain pH. And understand something. How does it do this? Well, because it's nature. Nature knows. It's like a built-in computer system on how to buffer down the acid, bring up the alkalinity, grab the heavy metals, and then dump the nutrition in. But it does all that, the black diamond, going through your digestive tract. But the beautiful thing is what it does in the large intestine, which is the holy grail. The large intestine is the holy grail of your immune system. The black diamond goes in and it acts like what? It acts like little islands for your bacteria to live on, to feed on. And understand something, I no longer carry any good bacteria products. Why? Because if you're doing black diamond and black gold and my daily cleansing tea, I'm telling you right now, your digestive problems are going to resolve. You are going to detoxify, you are going to clean out, you are going to start to really become more vibrant. And that's where the weight loss comes in. That's where the water retention you don't need to retain water anymore. That's where the inflammation comes down, okay? All because you're getting rid of the infection. Infection creates inflammation. Inflammation creates what? Everything else. It's the domino effect to everything. Inflammation, inflame, right from mutation to scar tissue formation to calcification of bones, organs, joints, tissues, and that product does it all. So I'm not telling you that this cures anything. It doesn't. It goes in and creates balance. And that's all we're ever doing, is to go in and align the body back to where it needs to be. Everything that you do is about aligning your body. You don't take things to cure things. You take things to bring the body back into a pristine health, because you're bringing back nature's way, okay? Anything you'd like to say, John, about it? The gold?
No, the black gold. Yeah, it's a really nice product because it has a bunch of the insoluble, like you said. The bugs live on it, and it also seems like to be a little bit of roughage or whatever. So yeah, a great product.
Thank you. Okay, so now remember we were talking about if somebody has problem with infections all the time, colds, flus, runny nose, all of these things. Well, you know, people will call that the V, right? Okay, but understand something. You are only going to have the runny nose, you are only going to have the fever, the aches and pains, the mucus coming out every orifice, depending on how infected you made your cells. So understand, I truly believe that you cannot get rid of all V's, because if you did, we wouldn't even exist. Because I believe it's just a solvent. There's 300 different solvents that go in, and what they do is they help to do what? Get rid of heavy metals, because your microorganisms, your bacteria, your parasites, and the fungi can't do it. They would die if they ate the heavy metals, or if they ate these chemicals, they would die. And they don't want to die, because even if you have bad bacteria, they're serving a purpose until you clean up your terrain. Even the bad bugs inside of you are keeping you healthy when you have an unhealthy terrain. You need to get that. And as far as I'm concerned, the V bugs that everybody says aren't bugs. And guess what? They can't be spread, because what it is there's solvents that go in and clean out the infection in these cells. That gets dumped out, and then you got to have a runny nose. Then you got to have diarrhea. Then you got to have a fever. You've got to have mucus coming out, like I said, every orifice. You've got to burn it off, because you're burning off this infection. But what if you were taking something like humic? So you're going to get humic and fulvic, okay, in the black diamond. But if I had a situation where my hormones were really out of balance or I was getting sick all the time, I would kick in even more humic acid, okay? And understand something, there's studies that show that if you actually had some humic in your diet every day, that you don't come down what we call viruses, okay? Which, understand something, like I told you again, how do you catch something that's dead? I don't really know. I'm not going to go down that road. But the reality is you want to mop it up, you want to suck it up, you want to lock it down, and then you want to urinate it out, or you want to have a bowel movement, or you want to sweat it out, or you want to blow your nose and get it out. Understand that's what humic does. John, do you want to take a little bit and talk about it?
There was recently another study on humics and the V word. I think there's starting to be so much data in relation to that it's pretty simple to find on the internet if anybody's curious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know what? And I look for real scientific research, real studies, okay, that are done and not put out by anybody except the person who did the study, and then it was verified. That's the key to do it. So anyways, that's my go-to when we're dealing with imbalance of hormones. That's my go-to when somebody has lots of infections, along with doing the black diamond, okay? And of course, kicking in the black gold, like I said, for the digestive tract. You would use this for a while until you can really bring things in and align things, balance things, all right? And then the fulvic acid is actually, do you want to explain where fulvic acid comes from and the difference between the two?
Absolutely. So fulvic acid is a humic acid. It's just the smaller molecule. So we refer to humic acids, it's all sizes coming from a particular deposit, and we have test methods to do that. And fulvic is the smaller molecule. So we go back again to functionality, and humic and fulvic are a broad consortium of molecules. It's not like it's one specific molecule. So as you get a higher amount of the smaller molecules, you'll get a little bit different functionality. And as you get larger in the humic, that will also have different functionality. So they behave differently, and they can do different things in your body.
Absolutely. And you know, people will always talk. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday that is coming here to the Doc of Detox World and Healing and Training Center in Ixtapa here, and he's coming actually because he's got a heart problem, he's got a circulation problem, and he told me that he spent almost 10 grand on actually doing chelation, okay, and he was doing it in the veins, and everybody heard about it, everybody knows about it, and then he said that after he spent all that, then he went and got tested, and he actually tested still for high in heavy metals. And I said, well, were you overweight? And he said, yeah. And I said, and how stiff are you? And he says, I've been doing your perfect day, and now I'm showing more heavy metals from doing your perfect day. And I said, well, the reality is you're getting rid of fat cells. Fat cells store a lot of heavy metals. You're getting rid of scar tissue, which stores a lot of heavy metals. So you have to understand something. You can chelate the heavy metals out of your bloodstream, but what really chelates the heavy metals out of the body is the fulvic acid, okay, or otherwise the black diamond. I said if you get on the black diamond, you kick in just some fulvic acid, extra fulvic acid into your drinking water, and you start doing that, you're going to see a decline in that. Because see, what people don't get is this: we still have this medical paradigm where when we get really sick, then we want to rush in with the silver bullet. What if you could do gentle baby steps, and you had these gentle baby steps, and you only did a little bit of something every day, okay? Because it's not like the world's going to get cleaned up. So if the environment of the world doesn't clean up, the environment inside your body's not going to clean up unless you're doing something that is a cleanup. So you want to do a gentle baby steps in doing a cleanup. So lighten the toxic load on a daily basis. If you do that, you lighten up the infection, which means you lighten up the inflammation, which means you lighten up the mutation, the scar tissue formation, and the displaced calcium. So that's where the fulvic acid really comes into place. And we already talked about how it dumps off about 70 to 80 micronutrients, and then it loads itself up, okay, with 600% of its weight with toxic waste. So once it does that, it locks it down, and then, like I said, it comes out in a waste product. So if you were, so think if that was really, if that's true, okay, if that's true, then that means even if you did get sick, you're not going to get as sick, okay? So the reality is to stay ahead of the game, okay, and create that strategy. Is there anything else you want to say, John, or is that about it?
Yeah, I think you've got it good there, thanks.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let me just show you this. This is called Tummy Love, everyone. And what we do is we use Tummy Love, and we'll use black gold, and this is what we use when we do the ultimate coffee enema. But since we were able to perfect the black diamond, now we can just take one stick of black diamond and put it into the quart or the liter of our ultimate coffee enema, and we can just use this, or you can still, you know, make your coffee and boil it with the black diamond, and then you can put a teaspoon of Tummy Love into the bag, or into the stainless steel bucket, I should say. We don't use bags, we use stainless steel buckets. We sell them actually. If you go to Body Care, you'll see them in our Body Care section. And then you're gonna put a teaspoon of Tummy Love in, and then you're gonna find out what an ultimate coffee enema is. But Tummy Love is actually 70% humic and 30% fulvic. And I like to consider that the black diamond is the perfect product for everyone, but if you were gonna do a liquid, this would be the product that I'd put children on, right? Because nobody wants their children to get sick, so that's why the 70% humic is really good. The 30% fulvic is all they would actually need, because they're not toxic like us. They're not as old as us. I mean, the older you get, the more toxic people get, unless they do the perfect day every day, where they have a strategy to eat right, think right, and detoxify properly, so that they don't let this stuff build up, okay? All right? Okay. John, do you want to say anything, or how are we doing?
Yeah, I know, I think we're doing. You
Okay, so I wanted to show this, everyone. So this is called our Bright Eyes, and our Bright Eyes is the only fulvic eye drops in the world that you can put in your eye. You can put the drops in, or what you can actually do is get yourself an eye cup from the pharmacist and put a little pool of it in there, and put it back, and then you can actually do an eye wash. And if you want to really get in there and help to detoxify and nourish those eyes, and if you've got eye problems, just know that the back of the eye is usually in bigger trouble than the front of the eye. But you can also use these drops in your ears, okay? You can also put these, the fulvic straight into a nebulizer that you can get off on Amazon, and you can nebulize to clean up your lungs, okay? You can breathe in it to clean up your sinuses. We also use the fulvic nano drops, and we mix that with what we call vaginal infusion, where we use silver bullet gel, we use infinite iodine, we use frankincense, and just a little bit of C60 sometimes. And then we put some of the fulvic drops in, okay? And some women are actually putting in some of the black diamond into their vaginal infusion. And I'll tell you something, if you have any type of pelvic infection, inflammation, or lower abdominal problems, and you do the vaginal infusions once to even 3 times a day, if you've got a chronic situation that could be life-threatening, wait till you see how the turnaround happens in healing that holy grail down there, okay? The other thing that we have is we have what's called Beyond Beauty Mist, and this is what people will use. Okay, once you wash your makeup off, you want to use this. That goes in and pulls the heavy metals from the makeup out of your skin. It helps to detoxify and restore the acid mantle, otherwise the pH of the skin. And then we also have another product called Pain Away that you can actually spray on painful areas, okay? And the last one we have is called Ormus Minerals, where we've taken, these are minerals from Utah, okay? And these minerals are so small in molecular weight, and then we mix it with fulvic, and then when you take that, these are very high vibrational. They work on the brain, they work on the nervous system, and they help in balancing on a more of an emotional side of things. And we use that a lot, the Ormus Minerals, when we're doing the advanced water fast. Anyways, that's all the products. Now, why don't we take a look? John, do you have anything to say, or shall we just go to the questions?
Let's go to the questions.
Okay, let's see if we have any questions, okay? Okay, I bought, this is CR, I bought the packets. Can they be taken in an empty stomach? You can take them on an empty stomach, not on an empty stomach. You just have to mix them in the water and you're off. And it does not, if you've never tasted it, it makes water taste better. It makes anything that goes in taste richer, taste better. Let me see. Just had my consultation with Sam and I will be ordering. I am looking forward to trying it. You'll love it, okay? And make sure, when you, just know this, Sarah, now that you've had your consultation, just make sure that you utilize us. You can't call us too often, and you've got lifetime support with us. And understand something, Sarah. They taught us not to ask questions, because if we do, that means we're not smart. The reality is you're not smart if you don't call us with every question you have. And you'll be surprised, Sarah, that even the smallest question could open up many doors, okay? Start really loving, honoring, respecting yourself, and just know that we work for you, okay? Let me see here. Jean, is Black Diamond taken in place of Tummy Love, Humic, and Fulvic Acid? Yes, it is. And I wouldn't say it if it wasn't. You know what we want to do? We want to save people money in the long run, and that's what we're trying to do. Jenny, how does your product compare to Cellcore products? They have a huge customer base. Well, I'll tell you what we have, every batch we do an analysis on, and if you want, give me a call and I will get that for you. And then what I want you to do is you get their analysis, even if they'll let you look at it. There you go, eh? And then you do your comparison, because the proof is in the science, the proof is in the pudding. And I could sit here all day and tell you I have a better product, but if you've been watching the show, do they have a filtration that it takes no chemical to actually work on their product to get you their product? I doubt it. Right now, I think it's something like 98% of all Humic Fulvic uses a chemical wash to create this product. So that means only 2% of the product out there actually is being filtered like the way we do it, okay? Ruth, the show on Facebook ended, came here to YouTube. Can somebody please check that? Okay. And if it's true, I don't know what to say. Let me see. Yeah, you ended the show.
No, because it's still going. I didn't end it.
Okay, let me just check here, everyone. No, yeah, it's going. No, I just said I ended the show on my phone. So I didn't end the show, because it just told me I didn't. Okay, thank you. It ended on your end, love. Okay? Ruth, so you can take the black gold with food. Absolutely. I mistakenly thought it was to be separate from food because nutrient wouldn't be absorbed. Not true at all. Nope, 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 nope. You can mix it with soup. You can put it in your blender drinks. You can put it on top of your coffee grounds. You can eat, okay, so we sell, and I mean we sell, okay, thousands of pounds probably a year to the Hutterites. And they actually mix the black gold in with their baking. And understand something, their kids are eating cookies and muffins and all kinds of stuff. And they said that ever since they added it, their kids are not obese, they're losing weight. And they don't have as many cramps, many bowel problems, and they're not getting colds and flus as bad as they used to. Mary, would the black gold be good for my house plants? Absolutely. John, what do you think?
Absolutely, that would be great for
Yeah, the black gold and the agriculture is a huge thing, isn't it, John?
Yes, yeah. They
It's
use
huge.
massive amounts of it.
It's massive. And that's why, because it restores the soil, doesn't it?
Yeah, it helps with so many things.
Yes. Sarah, okay, where are we now? Sarah, just had my, okay, we did that already, thank you. So you can, so this is Ruth, so you can take black gold with food. We already talked about that. Anything else, or is that it?
That's it.
All right, so if there's no other questions, is there anything you want to add, John, or do you think we've nailed it?
I think we've covered it all, and I'm always here to answer questions if anybody has some, or, yeah, so, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. And just know this, everyone, like I said, we have a 20% off sale. That's our biggest sale. We won't get any deeper than that with these products. And understand something. You're going to find out when you take, whether you take this line of products or any of my Doc of Detox products, we actually search out the best of the best of the best, okay? And when you're dealing with the best, you'll know it, okay? So feel free, and you can even give me a call at extension 5. The 800 number is 855-900-4544, extension 5. And don't hesitate to call us. And you can call the 800 number and ask them questions. You can ask questions about your own health, about your own health strategies. We don't mind being there for you, but if you decide to get like a perfect day consult, you've got us for $150. We'll give you a 320-page manual we call the Perfect Day Lifestyle Guide. And understand something. Did you know that there is only one practitioner for you, and that would be you, okay? Did you know that the more that you love, honor, and respect yourself, disease can't touch you, because there are no diseases. There's just symptoms of somebody out of alignment that was told something that was a lie. I said a lie. But the problem is that people are lying, and they don't even know they're lying, because people have been programmed to sell you a story. And understand, if you keep going to the doctor, if you keep having symptoms of what we would call diseases, then you might want to just check it out and say, it's time I took my life back. It's time I took my health back. Thank you, John, for joining me, and thanks for creating such a great product. I appreciate you, my friend.
My pleasure.
Have a beautiful day.
You too.
All right, everybody, I just wanted to come on because the sale started last night at 1 minute to midnight. And the sale will go on at least for 1 week. We'll see once we reach a certain amount of sales, then we will be pulling it down. And that's it for that. But all of our products are basically on sale. Even our energy medicine is all on sale as well. So you might like that. When you buy one of our energy medicine devices, you'll get a $500 credit in our store, okay? So I think that you might like that. Next, those people that have been asking us about coming down here to the World Healing and Training Center in Ixtapa, just know that if you go to braveheartnation.com, you're going to get great information, and you're going to get all the different courses that are coming up. We have a course coming up, a Whole Life Coach course, starts on April the 30th to May the 9th, and then a Wolf Non-Surgical course 2 days later on May the 11th to May the 22nd. Now, we also have another course in June, and we have another one that's ending also in July. So we've got 3 courses in a row, and then we're taking 8 weeks off, and then we'll be back here again in September, all right? And also, just know on April the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we will be doing a 3-day, just for women, how to have pain-free pelvis. This is actually going to be demonstrations and learning how to use devices to actually strengthen your pelvis externally and internally. How would you like to have the healthiest pelvic, and I know you're not going to like this, but the healthiest ovaries, uterus, fallopian tubes, vagina that you can have at any age? And understand, people don't like to talk about it, but you better talk about it, because it's the holy grail for a woman, okay? Now, can we take a look at upcoming shows, guys? Could you please scroll up? Okay, so on Tuesday, we've got Infinite Iodine, okay, with Terry Mullins. He is the inventor, he's the scientist. Guess what? This is the only non-toxic iodine in the world. This iodine, okay, is theta. You know what that means? It means that it is like 10,000 times smaller than nano. And guess what? There's no toxic amount like Lugos or nascent iodine. It will not cause any trouble. You can do it internally, you can do it externally. We have a program for cancer patients and for people who have chronic diseases that are in trouble. And if they call me, because they can actually do 1.5 ounces a day, and we've seen incredible things. And you can also nebulize the Infinite Iodine, Okay, you can nebulize the infinite iodine. You can also put it externally on ulcers. You can put it on things like fibroids or tumors. Okay, you can even put it in the eyes for disinfecting the eyes, to heal the eyes, in the ears. So there's a lot you can do with it. Now on Wednesday, we will be doing a show with Peter Webb at 10 a.m. And Peter Webb is the guy he's the world's top radionic expert. And radionics is a science. And this is where we're using frequencies. You know how they're using frequencies with blue light and they're using frequencies with 5G to actually not benefit us? Well, guess what? If you could believe that a frequency can go all the way around the world and somebody can pick up a phone and talk to you, if you believe that a 5G frequency could hurt you, or that a blue light frequency can actually hurt and damage your eyes, why can't you believe that we could use pure Italian crystal and actually put in frequencies, whether you're going to wear it or you're going to put this into your home to protect you in your home, or protect your garden, or protect your animals, or protect up to a 50-acre building or 50 acres of a garden. So we're going to be talking to him, and he's going to be telling you some things that you're going to go, wow, it sounds pretty crazy, but yeah, but it's true, because 1 and 1 are actually 2, not 11. And then at 12 o'clock on Wednesday, I'll be going and talking about C60. I'll be talking about the most powerful C60 in the world. That would be ours, and we will prove it. Our C60 comes from Russia. I can prove that 95% of all C60 comes from out of Texas, and it's not made properly. And I can prove that the actual C60 molecule, a lot of it comes from China or other countries, and it's not good. I can prove that we have the top C60. You know, it's like this. There's companies that say they have coconut oil C60, right? But they put palm oil into it to make it look purple. We don't do it. We have the original. We also have hemp oil C60. And understand, what is C60? Well, C60 is the same molecule that you'll find in these glasses, okay? C60 is the same molecule that you'll find in these glasses developed by Tesla, but the C60 that we drink when we're drinking C60, it's different, okay? And it's made by hundreds of thousands of volts, because everything is about electricity, isn't it? Aren't you light energy electrical magnetic beings? And guess what? The reason why people can't get well is because they don't have enough electrical charge in their body. Well, what if you could bring up that electrical charge? I can prove to you that C60 will heal your brain, overwrite problems in the brain. It will help to heal your eyes. It'll go into your body. It'll help to heal nervous system conditions. And this is the truth. Now, also on Friday, we are going to be doing a show with Dr. Fong, and we're going to be talking about IGF-1, 25,000, 300,000, on how it can turn Lyme's disease around, he says, and he does it, and other neurological diseases, and how it is the one most important nutrient to feel young again, okay? To have virility, okay? To have tone, to have extra energy like when you're in your 20s and 30s. This is also on sale. All right, and then let me see here. Let me backtrack. And then at 2 p.m., we're going to be doing 3 shows that day. On Wednesday at 2 p.m., I'll have the inventor, Tom Muehlbauer, who invented the Avicen, which is the only device in the world that can increase the microcirculation in the human body by 67%, and it can do that within 8 minutes. Think about that. And it'll put the body into a parasympathetic state. Okay, and then on Thursday, our Braveheart Woman show will be on at 2 p.m., okay? And every day this week, at 4 o'clock, we'll have the girls that are, the women that are going to be teaching that 3-day course, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of April. So you can check that out. They're going to be teaching it live here, and then they're going to be doing an online Zoom, but we'll let you know when that's going to happen. And this is very intimate. It's only for women. It's closed for only women. They're going to teach women how to go in and help to restore completely your pelvis, your parts. How would you like your parts coming together and working for you, not against you? Okay? All right, now, those of you to receive a travel letter, can you please scroll up, please? To receive a travel letter for attending treatments or trainings in Ixtapa, you must sign up for a perfect day consultation. Okay, and then select travel letter add-on upon booking. We have to do this. Did you know that our travel letters are getting people across the border, especially when they drive? It's not helping right now when they fly, that's over. But when they drive, Okay, they're showing the letters, and people are driving through into the States and either flying here from there or driving all the way down to come here. Okay, so when you get a consultation, it's a $5 add-on, because when we were doing letters for people, we were getting 1,000, up to 1,000 people a day requesting letters out of Canada. I mean, who had ever thought this was ever going to happen? Okay, seriously. Okay, and the practitioner that you get who does the consultation is responsible for completing the travel letter and sending it to you. So understand, we're going to take you through the whole process. Can you scroll up, please? I want you to keep scrolling. Can you do that? Thank you. Remember to join us, everyone, on show.docofdetox.com to never miss an opportunity to come on our show and ask questions, because that'll take you onto our Zoom. And lately, we haven't had a lot of Zoom people. I think that my guys are not posting it enough. I don't think that I don't know, maybe they've had a long weekend, too long. And for all our shows that are too hot for Facebook, you can find them on the uncensored platforms such as Telegram, and you'll find us at t.me/the Doc of Detox. You'll find us on Rumble. You'll find us on Bitchute. You'll find us on Odyssey. You'll find us on Brighton. And just know this, that if you want to listen to our audios of all our shows, okay, you can go to iTunes, you can go to Spotify, okay, and I think that's it, everyone. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today, and just remember something: if you want to know more about us, more about our trainings and our clinic down here and staying down here, playing down here, go to braveheartnation.com, and then you can also go to newworldpractitioner.com for more information on our courses, and you can go to personaltreatmentandtraining.com. We have 6 different programs for families on teaching them how to do the Wolf non-surgical and to come down here and totally put their perfect day together. And if you want to know about our services, go to our services at docofdetox.com. I want to thank everybody for joining me, and I want to wish everybody the best week ever. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. Last night we had our Braveheart Nation party, and we have a party after every one of our trainings to celebrate those people that realize that they can become a practitioner, they can heal themselves, and they can help to heal their family. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolf and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited.
This guy's got something really interesting to say and is sharing it really openly and just really not caring what other people think, and I just thought that was really empowering.
What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time.
Dr. Wolf, as many people will have seen, is very direct and straight and will take you to the edge of the cliff, as he says, and then pull you back just in time.
Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite.
He's a wealth of information, and I love it.
You were created by your creator to create. So let's create something amazing together.
I found Dr. Wolf and I went, wow, here's a truth speaker. And he spoke to my soul, and he spoke truth.
So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the whole life coach certification is all about. In the whole life coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now. I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners, or even so-called whole life coaches, that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart, and we're going to become the spark that you seek.
And actually what I really love about Dr. Wolf's teachings is that unconditional love is literally it. And then you're like, how can it be that easy? That's just silly. So, but it's really not.
Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand, that's just false evidence appearing real. I get it. Stick your toe in, feel the water, but then I want you to dive right in, because
How I found my brave heart was through Daryl. He really teaches you to go within and go in through your heart and not your mind, because your heart's a lot more connected to so much more than your mind. Your mind is just so conditioned, and your heart is just so open and beautiful.
you're the answer that you've been looking for. Let me teach you how to fly. What does that mean? First, love yourself, Braveheart. Let's take life in and win.
I had just lost my husband a couple of years ago. With his passing, he gave me the greatest gift, to love myself. But Dr. Wolf gave me the greatest gift in understanding that.
I had a dream 3 years ago that I would live in Mexico and I would have this training center, this teaching center, this treatment center that would touch the world. Your dreams are never too big. And when they start to create a little bit of anxiety, turn them into excitement. And get excited, because this is your life.
He's the first doctor that I have encountered that has truly given me the truth, and not just half truths, but the full truth. So it's been revolutionary for me in my healing process.
And this, my friend, when you take on the dream of all dreams and you realize that if you stay connected to your breath, that you can have it all. Do not let anybody take your breath away. Do not let anybody steal your dream, okay? Listen, God gave you imagination. This is your sandbox of life. Take your life back. Right now, we are teaching courses to people that have come from all over the world, and the government is saying you can't travel, you can't breathe, you can't have this, you can't come together. Yes, we will. And we will do it with unconditional love for each other. And we will learn to grow. We will not judge each other. We'll observe and see where we can support each other. But at the same time, we will hold the Braveheart line, because this is the only way that we can grow. So find your roar, because you're so much more. And learn this. You are the unconditional love that you've been looking for. You are the dream maker. I can't wait to see you. We want to become that small piece of the puzzle that brings your dream together. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it would take to turn your life around? I can tell you right now, I learned that a long time ago, what the key was. And anybody that has been able to perfect the perfect day on an emotional, physical, and spirit level knows this. The answer is massive, personal action. That's what it's going to take for you to turn your life around. And to turn your life around, you're going to have to go within if you want to change without. And that's the bottom line. And you know, people think that they can do it like with a consultation, or maybe they can do it with a telephone call or a Band-Aid or a 911 emergency, a treatment. But understand, that's not the way it is. The day that you realize that when you master your mind is the only time you're going to master your body. Forget your life. That's always going to be just random luck until you know that you must become the master of your day. From the moment you rise until you gently close your eyes, you must be the only authority for you. And if you think that getting an hour consultation is going to do it, it's not. If you think that going for therapy is going to do it, it's not. You have to submerge yourself into what we would call the personal treatment and training. And you need to do that from anywhere from 6 days to 10 days, or you need to come for my whole life coach certification, because if you don't go in deep, you'll never make changes. They say it takes 10,000 times for you to repeat something before it becomes a prominent, dominant thought. And if you understood that 70 to 90% of all your thoughts are not yours, and they say that 70% of your thoughts are toxic, tell me they're not. Take a look at the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself. Before that, though, the person was attacking themselves on a subconscious, unconscious level. And that, my friend, is the bottom line, and why you must take a personal treatment and training and go deep and understand how to run your life. What that means is learning how to think, how to drink, how to eat, and knowing when somebody is mistreating you, when someone is disrespecting you, because until you honor and respect yourself, no one else is going to do it. So understand, this is your life. If you want to live your passion and purpose, then you must become the master of your mind to become the master of your body so that you can become the light for your family. So please, consider this. You've got the time and you've got the money, because you're going to change the rest of your life for the rest of your life, and that's my guarantee to you.